Hello, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Sunday, December 30th. We've just got the very, very weak pattern over our area, and that means any of these little waves coming through the next few days. Nothing more than a little bit of light snow and flurry activity, really not amounting to much at all, even up in the mountains. Temperatures, they peak today, and we really start backing those off tomorrow. Otherwise, patchy fog is possible. We've had a little bit around Bear Lake this morning and off and on up towards the Stanley area. Otherwise, a little bit better chance tonight and into tomorrow night. It's not much. We're not expecting widespread dense fog, but the overall coverage starts to increase over the next couple of nights. Satellite this morning shows our area of low pressure, and what's happening is the ridge is off to our east. This area of low pressure, as it moves inland, is just kind of really pulling itself apart. It's stretching apart, and as that's happening, really not a lot of focus for moisture across the area over the next few days. We do have these little pushes coming through, but again, nothing of any real significance is expected in that forecast. And you'll notice impacts over the next 2 or 3 days. It's mainly going to be to where we get some patchy, freezy fog developing. Otherwise, the light snow and flurry activity is just kind of there almost every day across the area in some shape, way, or form. Now, where are we expecting stuff for today? This has a couple of things on our map this morning. We do have some wind, and that wind is mainly coming down through the Snake Plain and the Magic Valley over to the Treasure Valley. Also, we got some southerly gap winds, basically from around bench areas up around Rexburg to Blackfoot down to Pocatello. Really kind of main focus for that's going to be between Pocatello down towards the Burley and Twin Falls area. Those winds across the Magic Valley gusting 20 to 30, especially for this morning and this afternoon. Some of those gap winds along the bench areas about 10 to 20, maybe a little bit higher on some of those ridge tops, but nothing really strong coming through and nothing that's going to really impact us across the area. Looking at how things are going to go through the day, you'll notice this little batch of moisture working north. It looks kind of ominous. This is kind of what the radar would look like if you're looking at it on our webpage or on your smartphone or any device, but it's really, really light precipitation. And the best chance of anything that might fall, and we're talking barely measurable precipitation, is up across the Central Mountains. We're talking Galena Summit, the Sawtooth, the surrounding mountains up in that part of our area. And that quickly lifts to the north and to the northeast. We might see a flurry or two across the southeast corner this evening and during the overnight hours, but that is probably even stretching it. That quickly ends. Now, you'll notice by the time we get to around 5 or 6 a.m., those winds across the Magic Valley, the Snake Plain, those gap winds, you'll notice that depiction doesn't show a lot of wind now. It's because the winds will be lighter as that little bit of wave today kind of exits the region. So light and variable winds. That does mean where we clear out tonight, some low clouds and patchy fog is certainly there in the forecast. Tonight, it mainly, if we can get it going, and if we can get it going, it'll be like the Stanley Basin, portions of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley down around Bear Lake again as well. And as we go through the day tomorrow, it's a dry day across the area for the not really expecting any precipitation anywhere, and those light winds do continue even into tomorrow afternoon across our area. So back to the rest of our forecast. Just to show you how much snow we're not expecting, this is all the way through Monday night, early Tuesday morning. And this is the chance of seeing 1/10 of an inch of snow or more, and that means basically a dusting. Some areas like the Tetons, the Big Holes up around Sawtooth, Sawtell Peak, the Sawtooths, we're talking maybe 40 to 50% chance at best of 1/10 of an inch. I'd show you the inch or more map, but it's blank. So, I mean, if we had a 1/2 inch map like this, it would probably be a 10 to 20% chance at best in those highest elevations. So just dry conditions. It will be cooler. That's the only real change we're seeing over the next few days. So here's temperatures for this afternoon. Plenty of 40s in the lower elevations, mid to even a few upper 40s once you get into the Magic Valley, heading over into Treasure Valley towards Boise. Otherwise, 30s to near 40 across our area. Highs and lows for tomorrow, 20s where we have a little bit of a gap wind along the bench areas, closer to 30 degrees tomorrow morning, but teens and 20s across the board, single digits in our typical colder spots. But you notice those high temperatures back off about 5 degrees in most areas, barely pushing 40 across the Magic Valley into the Treasure Valley, also down towards City of Rocks and Malta as well. Now, we're going to skip ahead to Wednesday just because this kind of shows you the trend in the temperatures, especially where we can get the inversions to hold. If we can get in inversions to hold, this is not necessarily a big pattern for stronger inversions, but still in the low 30s. Mid-30s where it's a little bit warmer down in the Magic Valley and Treasure Valleys. So you can see the cooling trend. It's slow and gradual over the next few days until we get to the middle part of the upcoming week. Doesn't really drop too much more than that for now in the forecast. So once again, light snow and flurries possible just about any day, in a few spots across the area, but it's really not going to amount to much. Temperatures are warmest today, and we get into the back off. There is some patchy fog around in a very few select spots this morning. A little better chance, Magic Valley, Snake Plain, southeast corner, Stanley Basin tonight, maybe even up around Chalice. Even better for tomorrow night, but nothing widespread, nothing, just some minor inconveniences, it looks like at this point. Have a great last Saturday of 2023 and stay safe out there, everyone.